Biohazard 2 Prototype. Hello everybody, this is the Biohazard 2 Prototype walkthrough or review with Leon Scott Kennedy. This is a build used in the Tokyo Game Show to showcase the game in a demo type form, as the doors and the storyline don't they're not really in chronological order, so under my speculation, I guess this was just an unfinished build that was being ready for the Tokyo Game Show in 1996. I do believe that was the year. So this is the Leon Scott Kennedy walkthrough. My previous video, I did the Elsa gameplay video. You might want to watch that before you watch this video. It covers basically the complete walkthrough without the debug menu. And so this is the plain vanilla build, and that means it hasn't really been touched by any third parties or modded in any way, other than this one's lightly patched by MartinBiohazard or Dark Biohazard. What he did was just added more sounds to the rooms and also added more cutscenes in the game. He added more cutscenes in the game, and also like that were previously inaccessible in the plain vanilla build, the original one. This is one of the earlier patches, so it's not as complete as his newest patch that he released recently. And also the Team I've Got a Shotgun build is completely different than this build. The Team I've Got a Shotgun, if you watched my previous video, I explained it all. They just basically enabled everything and added their own stuff and kind of patched it and stuff like that. They're not finished doing their work as well, but so this is just the plain vanilla build, the original release or leak by CapCom, from CapCom actually. And so let's get started. So this is, just the normal CapCom loading. So this is the main menu, the Biohazard 2 Placeholder Menu. The background and everything is completely different than the retail build because it's not complete yet. So this was just used as a placeholder. And if you go into the load game menu, it's in Resident Evil 2 in the background, the English version. So I'm not going to load anything. I don't have anything to load anyways. And the config, it's all in Japanese as well. It's like just normal config, your buttons and your sound. You can't really do anything there, monotone or stereo sound. So I'm just going to start a new game with Leon S. Kennedy. And so if you didn't watch my previous video, you should watch it before watching this. So Leon starts on top of the roof at the Raccoon Police Department. And there was supposed to be a cutscene originally. He basically runs onto the roof and the helicopter takes off without him. And that was his last escape, I guess, that he thought was he's going to escape the city. So this is the main menu, the item button, or the item menu. So I'm just going to do a little cheat code here. If you push, if you select an item, it's all in Japanese, but the original thing there is in English, so it's kind of still not finished and glitched out a bit. So you push select on your DualShock 2 controller and R1 or L1 to scroll through the items. It's a little debug glitch here, and you can access basically every item in the game. And R2 and L2 fast forwards like a couple items at a time. So I'm just going to get the Colt Python, which is the most powerful weapon in the game, which I do believe is. I don't know, I haven't really tested all these, but most of these guns and stuff, they glitch the items, or they glitch the game. So if you push triangle, it increases the amount of the item as well, the quantity. So that's another glitch or a little debug thing there as well. So I'm just going to get as much as bullets as I can. And equip that, it's already equipped. So the Colt Python is usually what I use for these demonstration videos or whatever. And so there's just a couple crows here. One shot kill, it just basically explodes them. And there's a little, it seems like there is a glitch here. yeah, so the camera angles don't change, and I'm gonna have to restart the game because that glitch just ruins it because you can't even do different things on different levels, or the camera angles don't change. I don't know, it's just a glitch among with many of the other glitches in this build of the game. And you'll see here I can't go down the stairs or anything. The camera doesn't change. So I'm just gonna restart here anyways. Yeah, main menu, new game, Leon Scott Kennedy. And yeah, if you notice as well in the main menu, the image was actually Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 1. It wasn't Leon Kennedy or anything. So, I'm on the roof again. I'm just gonna go down. And I'm just gonna do every room on the left side here of the Raccoon Police Department. I'm gonna go... yeah, I forgot to get my Cold Python back out, so I'm gonna get that back out. And as you see, it's like Japanese here, and it changes the English, and there's the Chris Redfield image on the left. It's not Leon. So yeah, the game wasn't finished at all. It was just a little unfinished build of the Tokyo Game Show showcase build, which I do believe this is what this was. And yeah, so I'll get the Cold Python, a couple bullets there anyway. And yeah, it's this triangle to increase the quantity of whatever item you have in your inventory. And yeah, so now the cutscenes are working, or the camera angles are working now, so I'm just gonna go down here into Chief Iron's office. This door is supposed to lead into another hallway, but with this build it just kind of leads to the areas so the player can get to the areas quickly. So yeah, Chief Iron's office. There is... see that it's another Leon that's laying down there, but it's just the placeholder model for Chief Irons. They didn't actually have a model there for him yet, so they just used Leon again for the placeholder. So yeah, he's injured, and yeah. There's a little item menu box there you can store your items in, and there's supposed to be a little puzzle in this city map here, and you can actually save your game behind you as well. There's supposed to be a little thing to save, but it's not on this build of the game. But the Tokyo Game Show, or the team I've Got a Shotgun, are working on their new build, and that'll be basically as close as they can get to retail. And this is this door here is just the placeholder door, so every door you open, it'll be this door here in this build. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go to these rooms here. This leads into the Raccoon Police Department, the other areas. Yeah, so this is the jail cell. Originally, Ben Bertolucci was in one of the cells here. And as you can hear, this build of the game has footsteps in this room. That's what MartinBiohazard did. He added footsteps in this room. But yeah, this little sequence here was in one of the Tokyo Game Show videos, I do believe. And yeah. So yeah, this is originally Ben Bertolucci in the retail build of the game was in the jail cells down here. And yeah, that door I came from, you notice it was from the little area from the rooftop, but the doors don't match up at all. Like it just originally, like it teleported me down here basically when I entered that door. But yeah, that's just this build of the game. I think it was just meant to make sure the player can get to the areas as quick as possible to just get the gist of the game basically. So. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go into the Raccoon Police Department. Yeah, so this is the basement of the Raccoon Police Department. This area is in the retail build of the game, but a little cool cutscene here. If you disconnect this cord here, yeah, the zombies come up there. And with the Cold Python, usually one-shot kills. And there's a glitch as well. When you kill a zombie, sometimes they don't die, and then also their bodies disappear. So that's just, I think, a debug thing with this build of the game, so it wouldn't crash. They just disabled it so the zombies would just disappear, their dead bodies or whatever. Yeah, so this is the Morgue Room. There's a very cool scripted sequence at the very end. This room was shown in one of the tech demo videos, or the Tokyo Game Show videos, or E3 videos as well. It's in one of the trailers. So, yeah, the menu here's glitched. It doesn't really work. But yeah, I'm going to be going through all the rooms on the left side of the Raccoon Police Department in terms of the map. The maps, yeah, so. But yeah, this is the Morgue Room, or the whatever room. Yeah, the Morgue Room, I guess. But yeah, so there's a cool scripted sequence. That zombie gets up there, and then the little door here, after you kill him, there's a little thing that happens. Pretty cool. Yeah, see the door like moves, and then a zombie crawls out. Yeah, originally in the trailer, I think there was a flamethrower Leon had in this room, but and yeah, the bodies disappear. Yeah, see that body there? It's a little glitch. It looks like a texture of a tire or something. I'm not too sure what it is. It's just one of the glitch with this build here. Yeah, the zombie bodies sometimes stay when you re-enter the room, and they're look like tires. And also here in the wall, there's little hit boxes you can see. It's a little bit brighter than the rest of the wall. It's basically so the player doesn't clip through the wall, and yeah, clip through the area, I guess. Like at the beginning of the video where the camera angles didn't work. So yeah, I'm gonna enter this room. This is a little garage area. And a little cool cutscene here with Sherry Birkin. So yeah, Sherry Birkin's actually wearing yellow clothing in this instead of the white version in the retail. So yeah, she heads down the sewers, and then you want to go chase her, but the trash bin or whatever thing is too heavy to lift or to move, and it says you need help. So later on, you do meet up with Marvin Bragna, the black cop, and also Linda, or Ada Wong, and they do help you move that bin, and then you head down the sewers later on, as shown in a cutscene in the trailer before. So I'm not going to end up picking up that vial on the ground, because it'll do that Air Jesus bug. Basically, you try to get the item, and then once Leon tries to get it, he actually climbs on top of it and then walks through clips through the whole like background. So it's just a little glitch that's dubbed the Air Jesus glitch or bug. So picking up items in the game sometimes does it from certain angles and stuff, and that is one of them there on the ground. So yeah, I went to the wrong door that time, so I'm just gonna enter this door here. Yeah, so this is the garage area, the parking lot. A little cool cutscene here with Linda, or Ada Wong, She's wearing an umbrella lab coat there. Her model's unfinished, textured wise. So it's just kind of like showing where the build is. I guess the build wasn't complete, this version. And this is the cool monkey monster, or gorilla monster, that's cut from the original retail game. So basically, yeah, this is your first meeting with Linda, or Ada Wong, in the garage. And basically you save her from the monkey monsters, or the imps, chimpanzees, T-virus chimpanzees. And there is supposed to be another cutscene after you kill the monsters there, but it's not in this build of the game. MartinBiohazard did patch it so you can access the cutscene, and I'm trying to access it here, but it doesn't work for some reason. I don't know if this was just one of the earlier patched versions that didn't have it, but yeah, a little cutscene here. I'll probably add it. No, yeah, it's supposed to be there anyway, but if you do get the a newer patched version, then you can access it. But yeah, he basically remade the cutscene that was missing, so you can access it. But it is not here. Like, you're supposed to push the use button here somewhere, and you're supposed to access it, but it didn't work. I don't know. But I'm gonna add a bunch of extra stuff at the end of the video. You can see back there, she's just way down on the ground, like she's glitched in the thing. But yeah, at the end of this video, I'll add a bunch of extra stuff so you guys can see. Maybe some of the stuff I missed, or stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna head back to the main lobby of the Raccoon Police Department. And yeah, so I'm just going through the basement of the Raccoon Police Department to the main lobby. I went that way already. So this heads to the main lobby, where Elsa Walker starts. So there's an elevator that you can't access in this build. And there's a cool cutscene here, actually, with this steel door here. This was in one of the Tokyo Game Show videos, or E3 Tech Demo videos, whatever they are, the videos anyways, or the complete disc videos. If you open this here, little cutscene, the door opens, and when you go to close it again, it closes on top of one of the zombies there, so it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a little demo showing what the engine's capable of, and different dynamic environments and whatnot. But yeah, this RPD, Raccoon Police Department building, I think I like it a lot more than the retail build. It's more eerie and creepier. And yeah, you get to step on zombies' heads as well if they're on the ground crawling and they explode, which is cool. Yeah, a bunch of different weapons. But I'm gonna get a shotgun and blow some zombies in half. And yeah, this part of the map here, this area, it's a zombie respawn, so they'll just keep respawning outside there, and they'll just keep crawling into the door. And so far in this build, there's only 2 areas that do that. The main entrance to the RBC, or the lobby, I guess you can say, and also this room here that have the zombie respawn, that is. And in this room here, when you enter it, there's a bullets for your pistol on the table, but I'm not going to bother getting them because it'll do the Air Jesus bug, and basically you'll be stuck in the air and you won't be able to do anything. You'll just clip to the their camera angle wouldn't change and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically go through this room and get all the angles of different camera angles changes that happens. Yeah, with Elsa Walker in this room though, there's a cool cutscene with Roy or DJ and also Robert Kendo or John Kendo, where Roy or DJ, the cop, gets infected or hurt by a zombie. This door here is supposed to lead to the mirror room or the interrogation room in the Raccoon Police Department, but since this build is kind of like a demo, it just kind of jumps to the target range practice area in the game. But the team I've got a shotgun build, they fixed it to the mirror room, they call it, I guess, or the interrogation room. And these are the dogs, the Cerberus dogs, or whatever you want to call them, zombie dogs. I don't know what this switch does here, but I hit yes anyways. And these target things, they actually work the range, so you can bring them closer and whatnot. And this room was displayed in one of the trailers or game show videos as well. The zombie dogs were being killed right here in this shooting range. And the other room is the equipment room, or weapon room anyway. That's in this room. So yeah, that's the debug menu. You can go left and right or push triangle to change the different rooms. The room 100 up to 600 in this build. And to do that, you just push triangle while you're selecting this, or left and right to change between different rooms, and then the use button to access the room, and it'll just jump to the room. It's kind of like a debug menu. And this here is the armory or weapon room, whatever you want to call it. Here I think you're supposed to get the Raccoon Police Department armor, the body armor. Basically what it does, it like protects you extra from different attacks and stuff from different monsters. It was going to be in the Resident Evil 1.5 or Resident Evil 2, but they cut it, and it's not really usable in this accessible in this build, but you can use your Game Shark or action replay codes or whatever and access it. So yeah, the Raccoon armor. There's also umbrella armor. Yeah, there's that glitch again with the zombie bodies. But yeah, the Raccoon and the umbrella armor, it protects you against attacks from different monsters and stuff like that. Pretty interesting concept that they had going on in the game. Too bad it got cut. And this is the main lobby for the Raccoon Police Department. I'm just going to enter this room. It's one of the famous rooms in the videos and stuff like that were released of the Resident or the Biohazard 2 prototype. This room here. Yeah, little zombies laying down and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna go try to get through these rooms as quickly as possible. There's nothing really else in this room other than zombies. Nothing you could do, really. And a little cool cutscene here with the main lobby. The zombies break through the barricades. So originally this place here, Elsa Walker comes through on her motorcycle. She somehow gets into a car or an accident there outside and slides through the Raccoon Police Department doors there. There's a map of Raccoon City there on the wall. But yeah, her bike's here. She slides through there, and the barricades come down right after she slides in. Yeah, so somehow that's how she got into the building. I think what she did was maybe just drive through the window there because she's probably getting chased by a zombie or something, or there's too many zombies, and she just drove through the window and crashed her bike. But for Elsa, the barricades aren't broken. It's just for Leon. And yeah, there's a zombie spawner over there, so they'll just keep on respawning every time you kill them. And yeah, that's Elsa's bike right there. So this door, it leads to an area. When I come out, there's no door behind me, so it's just another example of how this build of the game was not complete. See, there's no door behind me where I just came out of. So the rooms don't really connect. They're not in chronological order or anything like that. So yeah, it's just trying to showcase the game as quickly as possible, so the player can experience Resident Evil 2 as it was going to be, I guess. So yeah, this leads back to the RPD lobby there. There's just an invisible door on top of that box that I went through. So yeah, jump down here, and there's a box here that I could move so I can access those doors there. Room 109. Yeah, I'm just checking out the debug menu in case I do glitch with an Air Jesus bug. I can probably just jump back to the room hopefully, but sometimes it doesn't work. And there's fire here and stuff. Linda or Ada Wong is trapped into the SWAT vehicle there. So what I think is maybe she got thrown into the vehicle, arrested or something, and then they crashed into the Raccoon police department, and then you save her. And then, I don't know, maybe she runs off and you meet her later on in the garage? I'm not too sure. But yeah, I think this cutscene, yeah, the model doesn't do anything after the cutscene or anything. But yeah, I think that cutscene was just added in from MartinBiohazard or Dark Biohazard. He patched it so you can actually access and see that cutscene, as it was not in the original plain vanilla build. But yeah, Elsa in this build, there's no fire for her there or anything. It's just the same area. So this is the rooftop. As you can see, the ladder that I'm heading up here, it heads to the helipad. It's supposed to anyway. And it was weird because, yeah. See, yeah, that's weird. It just constant loop back to here. But those double doors that I entered, it came to the rooftop somehow. So, but yeah, this is the rooftop of the Raccoon Police Department. And yeah, it's kind of laggy in this area of the game for me for some reason. I think it's just me recording. I just lagged out only in this room though. But yeah, with the Team I've Got a Shotgun build, you'll pass directly through those barrels there. In their build of the game, they have everything turned on and accessible, and it kind of crashes and bugs other things out inside the build of the game that they have. So I don't know. So yeah, I don't know why it's really laggy here, but I think it may be just the zombies are on the other side of the wall or something, or me recording something, but yeah. So this ladder leads down to the sewers, where Sherry Birkin headed down. So originally this room, you're supposed to get help from Marvin Bragna or also Linda or Ada Wong to move the garbage disposal thing unit that was blocking the sewer here. So this is where this ladder here is where that leads to, where Sherry Birkin came down into the sewer here. There's no zombies in this room at this moment. I think depending on maybe the difficulty you select in the final or one of the further builds of the game, depends on whether there's zombies or not in this room. Or maybe this build's just too old and they didn't add the zombies yet into this sewer room. And there's some doors over here that you cannot access at all, like they don't work. they're just there, I guess. And this sewer as well, you can't go up. So somehow this area gets flooded, as you can see in one of the trailers of the Tokyo Game Show, or the complete disc videos. It gets flooded somehow. So there's John Kendo, or Robert Kendo. Yeah. So I think it may be just a... somehow you're supposed to meet up with him or meet up with one of the other characters in the game and try to get here with them. So yeah, see these zombies on the ground? They're pixelated. They're part of the background, but if you enter one of the further areas up ahead and come out, then they actually come back to life, or they're actually like non-player characters that you have to kill. So yeah, Robert Kendo, John Kendo. I think you're supposed to be here with Marvin Bragna, the black cop, and also Ada Wong or Linda. I'm not too sure why Robert Kendo there or John Kendo's there, but maybe Leon meets up with him somehow or somewhere in the game as well. So yeah, this is the outer factory area, I guess you can say. Kind of behind Raccoon Police Departments. So yeah, these little areas here. There's only one zombie actually in this room, this one here, that you can actually kill. And there is a box of shotgun shells hidden here that you can pick up. Kind of a trick or whatever. And a little area over here, I think it's site 200 or 400 something. You can't access that area, but it is one of the famous areas that were in some of the found background rooms or background stuff in some of the videos at the Tokyo Game Show and stuff. Somehow you meet up with Marvin Bragna over there, or you play as Marvin Bragna, I do believe, or maybe yeah, somehow, and then Leon meets up with him over there, but you can't access this area in this build of the game. And also Elsa, if you're playing as Elsa, you get to play as Sherry Birkin over there, little girl. So I'm just going to head back to the area I didn't access yet over here. So this little factory area over here, this area was in one of the Tokyo Game Show videos, or the complete disc videos as well. As Sherry, as Elsa, you meet up with Sherry and Robert here, and Sherry Birkin enters the little ventilation area there, a little cutscene, but with Leon it's a bit different. There's the Cerberus dogs again. Cerberus, I guess. So yeah, Sherry Birkin enters there if you're Elsa. And this door you cannot open. Room 306. I'm just keeping that in mind in case I need to hop back here somehow. But yeah, this is, if you play as Elsa, this door here leads to the end of the game. Well, one of the ends, I guess. If you don't use the debug menu, that is, because it just leads to a constant loop and you cannot get out of that area. Because it's supposed to be registering as, you're supposed to be Sherry Birkin, but you're actually still Elsa, so the game's kind of glitched out anyway, and it wasn't finished. So this room here is actually a very prototype build of the room. This room originally isn't accessible in this build of the game, but it's been patched by MartinBiohazard, or Dark Biohazard, so you can enter this room. And this is a very unfinished state of this room, or build of the room. But yeah, there's screenshots and videos, and also the Team I've Got a Shotgun build has the more complete version of this room. These backgrounds are just found from I think the Resident Evil 2 or the Biohazard 2 Trial Edition. It was just still left over from the beta or the prototype. And yeah, this is the top area of this factory room. There is also, I explained as well more about this too in my Elsa gameplay walkthrough video, my previous video of this Resident Evil 2 prototype or Biohazard 2 prototype videos that I have. May want to watch that video as well. It's gonna leave that down in the description actually as well. A lot of more information in the description. In this little catwalk area, this is supposed to lead to that area that's like a constant loop for Elsa. So, for Elsa, if you're in, after this door loads here, if you're in this area, it's a constant loop. And what it is basically, you're supposed to be playing as Sherry Birkin here, if you're Elsa that is, and she enters through the ventilation system, gets into that area, and unlocks the door for Elsa and also John Kendo or Robert Kendo, so they can go into the building. But for Leon, it's unlocked. You can't go through the door from this side of the factory, unfortunately. So you'll have to go back through here again. And this area here is not accessible in the original plain vanilla build, as again this one's just lightly patched by MartinBiohazard. So he added this room and a couple sounds to other rooms like footsteps and stuff. So this room was added in, patched by MartinBiohazard, and also the upstairs. So yeah. Gonna go all the way back through here, through all the catwalk and whatnot. So yeah, as Sherry Birkin did, she moved this box and turned on the power as well, so that she can unlock the door for the Elsa Walker and also Robert Kendo. So the power is on for Leon as well already. So this storyline is probably after Sherry Birkin turned on the power, and then Leon shows up a bit later on after those guys leave, because the power's on already for Leon. So in the build of the game, if you play as Elsa here, it's just a constant loop, these doors. This door for Elsa would just lead back to that other door that I originally came through from the catwalk, and then you would just be stuck here because you can't exit from, if you're Elsa that is, you can't exit through the main door. So that is one of the end gameplay areas for Elsa anyways. As you probably saw in my previous video, I kind of discussed that already in my previous video, the Elsa walkthrough. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, the storyline, like Sherry Birkin was already there and then Leon shows up because the power's on and stuff like that, so. And yeah, that door is for every door, it's just the placeholder door. They didn't add any doors. And now the zombies that were previously part of the background are now non-player characters which attack you. I'm gonna blow them in two, hopefully. try it out. And I died. Well, room 301, I checked my debug menu. I'm just going to jump back to that room. At least you get to see the you died cutscene. So yeah, the debug menu, you just push select on your DualShock controller and you can jump around to any room you want. Even rooms that aren't playable without the debug menu, I guess you can say. And room 301. So I just push triangle to get to the 300s from here. And then scroll over right to room 301, site D, I think it was, or site B. So I'm back here, and now the zombies are not attacking me, I think, because I didn't go through the scripted sequences in order, so then I didn't go through the factory area, so then they wouldn't be attacking me now, and because I just died and restarted the game. And in this build of the game, you basically start with you're supposed to get an ID card to unlock the door that I'm trying to enter here now. But yeah, I'm just using the debug menu here to get the cold Python back. So I need an ID card to unlock the door, and it says I used it. So in this build of the game, you start with everything at the beginning, all the items, everything's unlocked basically for you. And this room's kind of interesting. This is where you originally find the flamethrower. These lockers, there's supposed to be green lockers here where I'm standing. But it comes in one of the later builds, because they are found in some of the backgrounds in the Biohazard 2 Trial Edition, and it shows that you pick up a flamethrower from there. So in this area, this leads down to the Umbrella Labs via forklift or elevator. And this is the big boss battle area. I'm not too sure why they added this camera angle here. It's kind of weird, but yeah, if you're here with Elsa, you also fight the monster as well. So you access this, hear a noise, and this is famous from the Biohazard 2 prototype videos. This for Elsa anyway. This cutscene's different for Leon. He just jumps from the ceiling and rather than coming out of the elevator. But yeah, this is the boss battle with William Birkin, the boss, Sherry Birkin's father, and Annette Birkin's husband. So he killed me. He crushed me with this thing. And I died. So I'm just going to jump back to that room again. Good thing there's a debug menu. I never had this problem in my previous walkthrough. I never died in it, actually. I don't believe. Leon Scott Kennedy. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump back to that room. This may... yeah. So yeah, I just jumped to the wrong room. I'm just running through here. Running through the 6 with my woes. Yeah. I should have just jumped back to this room originally. I just didn't remember what the name or the number was, but whatever. get my Colt Python. I think it's maybe 4 shots or 5 shots with the Colt Python to kill them. And most of the guns that are in the menu, if you do equip them, they do glitch the game and it just crashes the game completely. You can't even play it, like it just crashes the system and stuff, so I'm not gonna bother equipping anything else. Incendiary grenades, gas grenades, and all that other stuff. But it's being fixed in the team. I've got a shotgun build. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and kill the boss, William Birkin, who is the Triant. Well, not, I guess he's like mutating. Leon's just kind of like jumping in the air there. Yeah, if you listen closely though, William Birkin, he says Shelby, I think. So that could have been the prototype name for Sherry Birkin, possibly. Because in the retail build, he says Sherry. Kind of interesting. So yeah, I killed him anyway. And when I go back through this room here, it's supposed to be Marvin Bragnaw and Linda or Ada Wong, but for some reason it's only Ada Wong. I don't know why or what happened. Maybe I didn't access all the cutscenes or the areas, so the scripted sequences were messed up because I just room jumped. So Marvin Bragnaw is supposed to be here as well. I don't know why it's messed up though, but yeah, so basically I'm just saying there's a monster in the other room and stuff. I killed it. And yeah. And then they're supposed to follow me, Marvin Bragnaw, and then Linda or Ada Wong are supposed to follow me into this other room here, as they did in my other gameplay video when I play as Elsa. But for some reason they don't work in this one. If you play as Elsa though, it's Sherry Birkin and Ada Wong, I do believe, from what I remember. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know why, but here's the Air Jesus bug when I try to access that. So now I'm just floating and the game's kind of glitched out. So room 307, I'm gonna try and jump back here. Probably okay, yeah. So there's the placeholder model for Marvin Bragnaw. It's just Leon Kennedy again. They didn't finish his model, so they just put a placeholder model in, which is Leon Kennedy. Little cutscene here, pretty cool. One of us gets attacked, Marvin Bragnaw that is. So he gets attacked and he gets sick. And then when you're bound in the Umbrella Labs, you place him on the bed, you and Ada, and then have to look for the cure within the Umbrella Labs to help him heal, just like in the retail game. Basically the same thing happens. So the Umbrella Labs here. So if you're Elsa, you're down here with Sherry Birkin and Ada Wong, and then Sherry takes off, and then you have to go find her. Or is it Robert Kendo? I think Robert Kendo. Instead of, I don't know. But yeah, Marvin Bragnaw is injured anyways, but it's kind of glitched out. The cutscenes don't work too well in this build of the game. So he's sick on the bed. He's not there though. It's glitched out, the model. They don't have his sequence for laying down or anything, so he's infected. And this is another save room. You can save here and stuff. There's a little item box behind Leon there. That's where you can store all your weapons and whatnot. So yeah, the team I've got a shotgun. What they did is they actually translated it into English, but what they did is they took the Japanese text in the game, just replaced it with the English, so sometimes the text runs off the screen in their build of the game, so it's kind of different. But they're going to be fixing that in their final build once it does get released. Hopefully it does get released. That'll be fixed. So yeah, I see Leon, the placeholder model for Marvin Bragnaw, is just kind of glitched off into the bed there and whatever. So there's items here: an ID card, shotgun shells, and a first aid spray kit. I'm not going to access it though because I'll do that Air Jesus bug again. So I'm not going to do that. I think you can actually save on this computer as well. A PlayStation 2 cartridge is an actual item in the game, so maybe that's how you save in there. So, or PlayStation 1 actually, sorry. And yeah, out here I think there's supposed to be one of those monkey monsters, but it's not here. You can hear it, I think, in the background sometime, but I think it comes through those ventilation systems because they look like they do open at some point. But in this door it does glitch out because it do the Air Jesus bug when you try to access it sometimes, so I'm not gonna try to access it. And you do need an ID card actually to unlock it, which I already have since this build of the game gives you everything. And to equip the knife, you don't have it out right here, but when you push your aim button, it'll just take it out like that. Out of his little pouch in his leg. And also in this game, in this build of the game, if you get attacked enough, you actually do get damage visible on your player character. It's actually pretty cool. Little blood streaks and stuff that happens. But they removed that from the final version of the game, probably for censorship issues. Maybe it was too gory or something, I don't know. Yeah, a little cutscene here coming up right here is that's another one from the videos that was shown before in the Tokyo Game Show stuff. And yeah, it doesn't matter how fast you run, you're just gonna run through that thing anyway. It just clips through the door. And this is going down to the Umbrella Labs. This next room is called the Core Access Room, I do believe. Since you start off with every item in the game from the beginning, you don't have to go around the labs to... Oh wait, it's not the Core Access, never mind. Yeah, so this does lead to the Core Access, but this is Hangar C2. This is where the William Birkin monster actually comes down, as you see in one of the Tokyo Game Show videos, or the videos that were released of the game. And yeah, so gonna go head down to the Core Access Room. This is the monitor room. So also, yeah, I do believe these monitors over there, well, you can actually access one of this computer here. It was in one of the backgrounds released in the Biohazard 2 prototype or the trial edition. But yeah, these videos, my speculation is you can actually access one of them, and that's how you see the monster come down, the William Birkin monster come out of Hangar C2 as seen in the video and attack a monster. So this is after you access the core mainframe, like you put the cell into the thing here, in this thing here. So yeah, you have to search around the labs for the core, and then you put the core in, and then the power turns on, and then the self-destruct system happens, and then you can go access the monitors and see the guy come down Hangar C2, the William Birkin guy. So yeah, since you already have everything in the game, in this build, you just already have the core access, you don't have to go search for it. And you input it into there, and then the self-destruct system should be activated, but this build doesn't have it. Only in certain rooms the sounds happen. Yeah, so this is where you would find, I guess, part of the serum for Marvin Bragnaw. As he's injured, you have to find the cure for him before you escape. So I think that's part of the mixing area. I think that was probably in the retail game as well, I can't remember. But yeah. And this is a little area. I guess I did try accessing the door and it does work. You do have the ID card anyway, so you use the ID card, you can open the door. It goes back to where you came from, and now the monkey monster's there. I guess it's just like if you get the serum and you come back to try to save Marvin, the monkey monster would be there. So it's just kind of glitched out because I already have the item in my inventory or whatever. So, and yeah, the door was patched, I do believe, by MartinBiohazard or Dark Biohazard to work, because otherwise it would just do the Air Jesus bug and you'd be flying around and stuck. So core access here, and here if you were Elsa, you would be here with John Kendo or Robert Kendo, and you would have to go separate ways to search for Sherry, because Sherry went to go find her father in the lab areas, and she gets lost and stuff. So this room says elevator A2 above it. We'll see where it goes though. Yeah, another guard room or save room. So the doors don't really line up at all. But yeah, you could change your clothing, I do believe there. It's a possibility. There's lockers there and stuff that look like they would be accessible. And yeah, that's the monitors. As I was saying, you would access them, I think, and see the William Birkin monster come down hangar C2. And I think this area might lead to the fire labs, the labs that are on fire. Oh yeah, this here. This is the first encounter with the spider monster. Comes out of there. It's in one of the videos that was released as well. So I'm gonna go left on this side, actually, yeah, because there's nothing on the right side. Well, there is something, but this is another lab where you find part of the serum, I think, for Marvin Bragna. I think this is the last room you would find it, and kind of mix them together because the machines are in this room. And the zombies in this room here, oh yeah, there's another locker there. You might be getting maybe something with the umbrella armor again. But these zombies here, I think, are from Resident Evil 1, the model. So if you remember from the mansion, these are the same models for the Resident Evil zombies. That's being used right now. But yeah, this room has, say, I think you put part of the serum in that little fridge, and there's a little mixing station here. You can't access it though in this build. And I think you would just go like over here to this machine and do something there. But you can't do anything in this build, and you already have all the items anyway, so. And this says something about the system, the labs. So, yeah. I'm gonna go, oh. This is the fire labs area. So I think the labs go on fire, or part of them are on fire, after the sequence with the turning on the power, I think. I'm not too sure, but there is actually a fire extinguisher in the game, so you can put out fires and stuff. But if you equipped it in this build, the game will just crash, so I'm not going to do that. And this part, I think, is actually the room where you get to turn on the lights here, actually. I do believe you find, like, the core access here, or something like that. There is another part of the serum here that you do pick up, actually, in this part here. So yeah, there's part of the serum inventory there. Blue serum, whatever. And yeah, those boss items are just a placeholder logo for the item. to be later replaced by the actual item logo, or whatever you want to call it, sprite. So yeah, I just picked up those first aid spray. That's like a CAT scan machine or something. I think that's where you get the core access thing. And these lockers here, you need an ID to unlock them, but I do believe that's where you get the umbrella armor. It's not in this, you can't access it in this game, but if you have like those Game Shark or whatever it's called, you can get your god, you can skin your god to change it to the guy with the umbrella armor on. Leon can wear the umbrella armor. And yeah, so I think that's where you get the umbrella armor anyway, and it helps from like different infections and stuff like that. So yeah, there's the fire extinguisher right here, item ID 20. I'm not going to equip it though, as I said, it'll glitch the game. And also the fire doesn't hurt you in this area. I think that's just because it's for the Tokyo Game Show purposes, so the player doesn't die quick. And yeah, it just lets you play the game as fast as possible just to get the experience down packed. As my speculation is. And yeah, so this is the video room again, but it's this destroyed one. I'm not too sure if these are the same. Maybe after William Birkin comes down, he destroys the rooms, but I'm not too sure. It could be a completely separate, different room, but it looks the exact same. And Hangar C2, it's actually labeled the same name, so I'm not too sure if that's true or not, but... And, yeah. So there's supposed to be fire here as well, but there's not. It's just not complete in this build. I think in some of the Tokyo Game Show videos, there's fire and there's zombies as well, and you can access that door there. Emergency staircase, wherever that would go, but... So this would lead to the end of the game here, Hangar C2. To the train. And it's actually, yeah, the end of the game. I don't think there's anywhere else I need to go, so... This would be the end of the game, end of the walkthrough coming up. So this leads to the train. It leads directly into it, but it's supposed to lead to an outer area of the train, a different room, and you're supposed to fight the William Birkin monster there. But you don't, and here's a cutscene. So the cop, Marvin Bragnaw, is supposed to be laying down there. He's supposed to be still injured. Sherry Birkin's there, Robert Kendo, John Kendo, whatever you want to call him. And also Roy or DJ, I do believe, is standing next to that door there. I'm not too sure. It's just a placeholder model, so that it could even be the Marvin Bragnaw model that's supposed to be laying down. So the front of the train in here is basically the end game. You're supposed to escape. It's supposed to be Annette Birkin at the front controls, but it is a placeholder model, so it's Elsa without a ponytail. It's just used as the placeholder model for Annette Birkin, who you're supposed to escape with. And so this is kind of just a long cutscene that doesn't really have any dialogue and stuff. It wasn't finished or anything like that. With the dialogue and whatnot. So they're supposed to try and start the engine, then there's a problem. Then you're supposed to fight the William Birkin boss again for the end game boss, which is in the back of the train, which is not accessible in this build. So yeah, it's just a long pause here. It's supposed to be text at the bottom, so... But yeah, this is a little thing, warning, there's something wrong with the train, I think. So he has to go investigate the back of the train. They hear the noise of the William Birkin monster. That's what I speculate anyway. And there's supposed to be, in the other room train, there's supposed to be a little connecting room to the back of the train. And yeah, you can't access any of the controls here or anything like that. So you're supposed to go to the back of the train, kill the monster, and then escape, basically. And yeah, the cutscene keeps on replaying because it just keeps entering you back to that room. So the back of the train here is where you enter. There's supposed to be a little bridge gap to the back of the train, then you get to the back of the train to fight the boss, and then you escape. So that's the end of this walkthrough, the end game scenario for Leon in this build anyway. That's as far as it goes for this one. I mean, there is extra maps and stuff you can enter through the debug menu, but I'm not really going to do that for this walkthrough. I might put some stuff at the end of the video. Some extra footage and stuff. So yeah, that's it. There's more info in the comments section down below, or the video in description. And also the link to my previous video, which you should watch before you watch this, I guess. But it's kind of late now, but still, it's good to watch both of them, I guess. Yeah, and that gun does crash the game when I try to aim. And that's it.